not to hang out with that dad that, is always negative and grumpy. We can send him love from a distance and wish him the best, but we don't have to participate. And that's something really important for us to realize. We have a right to choose, because as I see it, from what Source says to me, is that same thing I've said so many times on the show, is that we are not to be attached to role and title. We are here to live joyously and freely. We are here to live with liberation and freedom and expansion. So if I'm attached to my clients, I'm going to suffer, because if they don't behave the way I think they should, or they don't show up when they say they're going to show up, I'm going to be frustrated and angry at them, and I'm going to suffer. But if I realize, if they come in and I speak what I feel and it feels good and we're having fun, I'm going to keep doing that. If it stops feeling fun, if it stops feeling honorable, then I can change where I put my energy. I don't have to keep participating, in that place. Same with family. If I love being around my family and I feel like there's honor there and there's kindness, there's awareness, there's integrity, awesome, let's hang out. But the way I look at it is, all humans are potential family. I feel like we're all soul family in truth. We're all connected, yet we all participate with each other in a level of what we feel is in alignment, what we feel we accept. So for some of us, we participate with the most dark abuse and terrible energy. Like, some families treat each other horribly, but that's normal for them, because they're very much, in a place where they've enabled that behavior. And so that's just normal. To a soul that is not used to that and they go around it, they might be like, what the heck? Like, I'm not going to hang out here. This is terrible. This is violent. And they don't have to hang out there. This is why there's all different soul contracts going on the planet right now. Different souls having a contract to work through this issue and situation in this time and space, for the purpose of expansion and growth and evolution. So even when I have clients that have been through a lot of darkness and hatefulness and people that have treated them badly, I tell them to see, don't go into a victim consciousness. I mean, you can if you want to, but I encourage you not to. And if you can see it for what it is, this was a terrible experience, and I honor you, and I have the deepest compassion for your pain. At the same time, do you see how you were taught discernment? Do you see how Spirit brought you an opportunity to stand in your power? And in this situation, you didn't do that. And you don't need to judge yourself, but you just see that, I did not, live in my integrity. I did not live and in my alignment and stand up for myself. I just let them push me around, and I was pissed afterwards. And damn it, well, this is a moment of teaching. It's a teachable learning moment. Next time that moment comes around, what are you going to do different? The recipe for insanity is to keep doing the same thing. And this is where families that are attached to each other and they tether themselves to each other, and they're like, oh, I get away with this because I'm grandma, or I get away with that because I'm your mother. I can do whatever I want. These are the families that create abuse and destruction because of their attachment and because of the lack of awareness of the ones participating. So all it takes is the soul to have awareness, and that soul can choose. I have a teenage girl living in my house now that lives with my son. It's his girlfriend. And she left her family's life. She left it, and it was torment there. And she had so much to heal. But as she moved into our environment, I could tell she was still very much looking for the fight and looking for the drama, because that's what she was used to. But look at how much courage that soul had to leave it. And so from my perspective, though it can be stressful to deal with the tension at times, as the mother of that situation and from the healer perspective, I would just help them and nudge them to come into that space of love, to come in that space of healing, to forgive and release the past, and to realize they're safe now. Because so many souls, when they've been in abuse, when they leave, even if they go into a peaceful environment, it's like they're still having like post-traumatic stress symptoms because they have not cleared that energy. So when I see a 17-year-old making so much effort and coming for an auric clearing and doing the healing work, I am so proud of that soul for the courage it takes to do that work, because I watch so many that they could be 60 years old and they still are doing that same pain body drama where they have not dealt with the pain. They have not dealt with the post-traumatic stress, those cellular memories that traumatize them and torment them. And it doesn't matter who you are on the planet. If you have energies you are not dealing with, they are affecting you, period. If you have cellular memory trauma that you have pushed below the surface and you think you're doing fine tricking everybody, but you suffer in silence, you're not tricking anybody because you're not really loving yourself. And I promise you, as you do the steps to heal and love yourself and to clear that old stuff, you are going to have an amazing life. And yes, things may change. You may leave families. You may move out of homes. You may leave jobs. You may have marriages that crumble. You may have relationships with best friends that you no longer connect with. And it is not the end of the world. It is the end of that vibrational cycle. So if you could stop seeing everything as like, I'm going to lose control of something and I'm going to lose something, and start realizing the very things you're clinging to that are causing you suffering are the very things that you would benefit so greatly in releasing. So if we can start kind of wrap our mind around that, how do we relax and let go of the control? How do we trust that the universe wants the best for us? And sometimes that means we have to release something. Sometimes it means we have to walk away from someone. We have to change something in the movie. And we have to not just walk away and then go date someone else just like them and continue the pattern and go back into victim consciousness, but walk away from the energy and look at it, learn from it, forgive it. Not say it's okay it happened, but just forgive the fact that it hurt us so much and that we took it so personally. And then we release it and we let it go. And that is when miraculous shifts happen. I see it every day in my healing room. I am observing the most amazing miracles with the souls that I'm working with. And I see it on the planet of the souls that I see having the courage to actually have integrity and honor. It does matter. It is the most important thing. So I'm going to get to the next one. So I had be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally, which that really means that. Friends flipping out on you because you say, hey, I'm not going to be in your life anymore. You don't treat me good. And they're flipping out, calling you names. You don't take it personal because you realize that friend is in fear. That friend has lost control. And that friend's ego is spewing hatred because they're trying to hook you in any way they can so that they can drag you back down vibrationally with them in hell, in their own emotional, vibrational hell. So if you don't take their spewing personally and you realize this is a very frightened, angry human that is hurting, I can send that human love and light and I can release them, and I don't have to take their behavior personally because it's nothing about you. It is about them. Even when they say all these good mushy things to try to get you to do things, those aren't even about you. Often those are things people are doing to try to get you to do things for them. So we got to really walk that fine line of alignment of how do I express love and receive love in an authentic way and not feel like I'm controlled or manipulated by other people's energy, be it negative or positive, meaning compliment or criticism. The next one is don't make assumptions. And this is a big one. How many humans will, some girl looks at them in a way and they just make an assumption of like, oh my God, my friend totally just looked at me. And then they start talking about a bunch of drama with their other friend. And then they get this big story going. And big picture, that friend might have just like had a toothache and her face was a little scrunchy. She didn't feel good, but you took it very personally. And there's times where we can tell someone's sending an energy to us. That's fine, but still don't make assumptions. When I have people in my personal life that, put out an energy or a vibe that doesn't feel good, what I will do is I will go to them right away and address them. And I will just say, hey, is everything okay? Is there anything going on that you want to talk to me about? I just kind of picked up on a vibe. And if you want to talk to me, I just want you to know that you're free to express whatever you need to me. And usually this way, it's like not a threatening way. You just kind of give them the space to express. And if there is something bothering them, you just opened a door to let them know it's safe to come in and express that to you. And that is a much quicker way to understand what's going on in another human than to just make up a big story and then go tell all your friends about it and convince yourself how much it's true, when really it's just you making assumptions. So not making assumptions is a really powerful one. And the last one is always do your best. So always do your best means really just that simply, always do your best. And I've observed clients, souls, family, friends that when they suffer, I watch them not do their best. They half-ass things. They don't really try their best because they've already convinced themselves that they suck. They've already told themselves that that teacher sucks or those people suck or whatever they do, where they shut the door to connection. And so if you're not really doing your best, you're not going to necessarily fool. There may be some people you fool that will think, oh, really, she did try her hardest. But you never fool yourself. So if you're not getting a straight A, say you're in high school and you're not getting straight A's, that's fine. But if you're getting a bunch of F's and D's and you're not giving a damn and you're not trying, I told my kids that if they get an F on their report card, it is like they're saying "fuck you" to their teachers, and that may sound harsh.
Teacher's not the one that's getting it, though.
I really believe if you're actually trying, if you are doing your best, it is impossible to get an F, because an F is really, you're not trying. You have decided it sucks, and you're not even tuning in and listening. And so really, this is going to be a downfall for that person's evolution as well as the ones that are trying to teach them. If I talk to a soul, say I'm at a party and somebody's kind of like, oh, spirituality sucks, and like, angelic healer, whatever, that sucks. There's no such thing as angels. They've already decided that they've shut the door on that, and there is no chance that that shit could be real. So they're not going to try. They're not going to tune in. They're not even going to look at me or treat me with respect or honor because it's bullshit. It doesn't even matter. And so they're not trying their best. They're not actually being open and receptive. I feel like trying your best means being open and receptive. If I am open and receptive, which I am really good at just about anything I do. Is that a coincidence? Is that because Tanya is just special and she has gifts? No, I'm open and I'm receptive. Being that way means that I learn more and I grow and I understand more because I'm not shutting any doors. I'm not saying that's stupid, that's impossible, I don't want to know about that, that sucks. If I'm walking around with that attitude, it's most likely that I feel like I'm failing at a lot of things. And because of it, I start to feel fear. I start to feel inadequacy. My self-esteem will start to be affected by it. And others will start to pick up on that. If I walk into a classroom and I decide the teacher sucks before I even really open up to learn anything, that teacher is feeling my energy as much as I'm feeling her energy. So she's probably feeling a little resistant and a little uneasy, even trying to help me, because I've already decided it sucks and that she sucks. So if we look at how we do this with each other and with situations, we can see how these agreements will change our lives so much. We don't need to be perfectionists, but we do want to learn how to master things. We want to learn to be the master of our emotions, to be the master of our experience, to be the master of our dreaming, the master of our creation. And in order to do that, in order to align with the mastery, these agreements are going to serve you. You're going to need to really understand them and stop taking things personally. Stop lying to people. Stop lying to yourself. Be impeccable with your word. You got to release the need to make assumptions, and you've got to start doing your best. And that really means doing your best, not this half-assed stuff anymore. And you do know the difference. And no matter what is going on, you are not fooling yourself. And so I feel like the big picture, what I see is the people who have the happiest lives, the most joyous experiences, they're the ones that are the most open and receptive. They're compassionate. They're wise. They observe the world around them. They're in observation mode. And they're not walking around, projecting on people and shaming them and trying to be victims. They're just living their simple lives of creation, and they're enjoying it. They're having fun.